Hey guys, Mark here. I just wanted to make a quick video. I know I've gotten a lot of questions here lately in regards to why some of these, well, actually most of these ICOs do not, or say they do not allow Americans to invest. And so I just wanted to address some of the reasons behind that and why that is. I'm not your investment advisor, and this is not investment advice. So take that however you like. But anyway, one of the main reasons why many of these ICOs say that Americans are not allowed to invest is because the U.S. is very strict when it comes to investment regulations. So that, in short, basically means that in the U.S. you have to be an accredited investor to participate. And it's really a fine line that a lot of these ICOs and these companies and projects are skipping around. And so many are uncertain of what the future holds for regulations in the SEC. So it's just the easiest thing to do for them to say that Americans cannot participate. So the main reason being is that this space is just extremely new. And so these things that are happening right now have never been done before, and so many of these new companies do not even want to take a chance that later down the road they will be affected negatively by any regulations. And so many of these companies are already walking a fine line, and many say that these tokens that are being offered are not securities, but I think that the regulators obviously will have a very different opinion of that. So aside from that, many of these ICOs ask the investor whether or not they are a U.S. citizen, but really there's no verification that they use to determine whether or not they are telling the truth. So aside from that, one of the biggest barriers for American investors is that these projects use geolocation to block U.S. citizens. So what that means is that from whenever you enter their site, they can see, based on your location and where you are, whether or not you are going to be allowed to participate. So they can see your location, see if you're in the U.S., and then if you are, then you do not have the option and you are not displayed the address to send the funds. So, but those can easily be bypassed using a VPN, which stands for a virtual private network. So essentially, most of the projects are just not allowed to solicit Americans. That's really what it comes down to. And so it is impossible, though, to prevent U.S. citizens from participating at this time. But these measures, have to be taken regardless, basically, as a way to safeguard the company. So the last thing is that it's just a matter of time until the SEC intervenes, and I believe that is going to be very interesting to watch. So really the first thing that you're going to need to do, for those people who had asked how to get around that, I can show you that as well. I'm not recommending this. I'm not promoting this. I just would like to show you the tools that people use to get around the problem of being in the US. Basically, a VPN is a virtual private network, and it is a method used to add security and privacy to private and public networks. So essentially a VPN allows you to connect to the internet via a server run by a VPN provider. So all data traveling between your computer, phone, tablet, etc., this virtual private network server is securely encrypted. So basically what that means is you run through a server, and in turn, when you access their site to participate in the ICO, it looks like you are coming from a place of origin where you are not currently located. So basically they see the IP address of your computer. To them it looks like you are located somewhere that you actually are not. And so aside from that, that's really about it. The first thing that you'll need to do though is get a VPN provider. So what I do is go to Google. From your Chrome browser, you do Opera VPN. Click on that link right here. And essentially what Opera is, it's a free VPN in the Opera browser. So this is just basically a browser that allows you to surf the web, but allows you to do it a little bit differently than how you're normally used to. So you'll be directed to this website, and it's pretty simple. You'll just go and click on the green download now. And right here, this arrow goes down to the Opera setup. So you'll click on that. And it will have the Opera installer, which you will click on that as well. And it will take you through the steps to install the Opera VPN browser. So once you get through those steps, you will have the browser, which is on my Mac, this red O. Click on that, and you'll know that the VPN, see, you can already see it right now, it's pretty funny. So basically, I tricked Google into thinking that I'm in Singapore. So right now to the network, I look like I am a person that is in Singapore, when actually I'm in the US. So on this top left, this blue VPN, if you're not connected to the VPN, it'll be red. So you can click on that, and this gives you a couple different options. Right here you can change your location. So if I wanted to switch to a different location, I had that option as well. Other than that, you'll need to go to what is called HTTPS everywhere. So I'll just go from the start. Click on that. And it'll take you to this page where you will need to download this plugin extension. And there's a short explanation right here, which HTTPS everywhere is a Firefox, Chrome, and Opera extension that encrypts your communications with many major websites, making your browser more secure. So you'll just install in Opera, click on that, and you'll be redirected. And so I already have it installed, but on your end, if you don't, this green box right here will say add to the Opera browser. You'll click on that, and it'll take you through a series of prompts and directions. It should be pretty quick, and once you're done, it should automatically go up to, on this top right up here, click on the S, and you'll want to make sure that these two boxes are checked, and then you're good to go. So from there, you use this browser, you go to the website, or you go to the ICO webpage, and you will look like you are a person, or I will look like a person right now, like I am in Singapore. So I would go to the ICO's webpage where I need to get the address, and there will not be any geolocation blocks against me because I will look like I'm coming from Singapore. So unless there's any restrictions that they have for Singapore, then you should be good to go. Okay, so I just want to recap the main reason why many of these ICOs say they do not allow Americans to invest is because of the strict regulations in the U.S. regarding securities and investments. And so right now there's basically the Wild West. There's so much money on the streets and everyone's running around like they have no idea what is going on. And the strong regulations within the U.S., many of these ICOs do not want to risk future lawsuits with the SEC, so they are trying to get around that by not soliciting Americans and not allowing them to invest, or saying they're not allowing them to invest, when in reality there is no restrictions. If you want to invest, you are able to, but that's just a safeguard that these projects are using. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. I didn't get too technical, but other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your night, day, evening. Bye.